those of you who are familiar with this channel know that I like to restore, repair and revive old musical instruments of any kind. Today a special one because this poor old thing has been locked up in a loft, probably in this bag, for about 20 or maybe even 30 years, and it literally hasn't seen the light of day in all that time. Now, I think musical instruments are for making music, so this is the wrong place for it to be. Let's open it up and see what we've got in here. I really have absolutely no idea what to expect. From what I understand, this wee guitar was bought in the 1960s. It was played for a while with great enthusiasm and then put away and never seen again until this very moment. Okay, it's a nylon string guitar, small body. Oh yeah. Well, this is a nice little instrument. Now, this is a nylon string guitar. You can see it has had a few stickers and things on it over the years, and the surface here is well, a bit marred, but you know, that's just character and patina, as they say. Let's have a look at the label. And what does it say? Guitarra, guitar area. Does that mean guitar making shop? And let's see, MG Contreras. No dates or anything like that in it so far as I can see. I don't hear anything rattling around in there. There don't seem to be any loose struts or braces or anything there. So there's a crack in it which somebody has very clearly put a piece of tape over the years. But that's okay. Pat Metheny did that on his guitar. The action is quite high. In fact, it's very high. In fact, what this instrument really needs is something called a neck reset. These tuners that are on it are not the original thing. You can see that someone has replaced them over the years, probably to try and make the instrument stay in tune a bit better. Right, at last. This one's a bit of a cheapie, but sometimes the biggest difficulty with old instruments is usually that the action becomes too high. The action is the distance between the strings and the top of the frets. There really only is one way of doing this, and that is to reset the neck. That means the neck will have to come off. It will have to be reduced in its angle so that it can be tipped down this way slightly. And that is a pretty big job, and it's a thing that I have never done before. And although this is a cheap little guitar, well, its value is more to do with its history and its story. I don't want to destroy it, you know. So I've got a bit of a job on here. Whoa, boys are boys. Well, nearly broke my knuckles, but it came out.
Stop whining, you snivelling little drip. What is the time, by the way?
It's 9:30 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, well. I mean, I've had all the bars I can usefully have.
You can see how worn the fretboard is, and this instrument has really been played. Somebody has really enjoyed having this instrument and just played the heck out of it.
Large universe such as, for instance, the one in which we live, most things one could possibly imagine, and a lot of things one would rather not draw, in which it could lie undisturbed for years. Then one night it suddenly...
I would grieve them at this point.
Would you care to come for a slumber?
No, not because I find the concept.
By the magic of wobbly hand camera, let me try to show you what the problem is here. If I hold the ruler so that it's nice and flush with the fretboard, you can see that when it meets the bridge, it's meeting it very low down. If it'll focus, it should meet up there, which means that there's a heck of a gap here. So it means that the neck has to swing back in this direction so that the surface of the neck, the surface of the fretboard, meets up here. That means I have to take a piece out down here. But that's the only way to do it with a guitar of this design and build. Oh, no wonder my hands are shaking. Okay, Geronimo. Cut through the 12th fret slot, separate out the fretboard, and there we go. That was the only thing that was holding the neck on.
In which southeast Asian city would you find Singapore? Yes, you would. And S.J. Perelman, the great humorist that you... Yes, Ferdinand, the little fella. What's the time? And now we shall see how things go after that first round. Green is no longer around, but defended by what we have said. It is. Which explorer and missionary was in a flame, was traditionally presented by the abbot of Saint-Denis to early kings of France, Touraine. Used by artists for many centuries, one name was given to the device, patented in 1807, which you know, yes, real tennis is the answer.
Supremely adapted.
No, what's the website?
Climax.
Climax is quite right, a climax community. Well done.
Look at that. I think we're getting somewhere now.
Cinema was still new, its impact on voters uncertain. Lloyd George and Francis Stevenson must have feared the effect of this of the day. If that had emerged at the time, vintage video nasties lay ahead. Nonetheless, and considerably more historical. The dark days of including one infamous
Advisors would have been more minded to consider advising that the film should be released. But what is interesting is that she strongly implies in a diary entry that it is Lloyd George's decision.
Yes.
I begged Dee not to let it be shown, so he had some kind of veto over it.
Yes.
And if he had...
How's your life for the calculators, Jeff? Very good. You'll see whether you hurt yourself or not. Yes, that's true about those. All around and drinks to this table for me too. You ate doubles the first time. For me. How do you suppose? Unassisted double play. It was made in 1968. Dime sometime.
Annoyed many hitchhikers in that it is A, glib, and B, contradictory.
Not long after, about 8:15, she, Mrs. Chevis.
Most poisoners in the past did it because they were absolutely easy to get, and you could often hope to get away with it.
Was anyone in the Chevis household absolutely desperate? And did they...
It's not true that most poisoners are female. In fact, it's about a 50-50 split between men and women. But one does understand that you might
have paperwork on the case and whether I would be allowed to see it. Is my contact was Matthew Piggott for about an hour when Mrs. Chevis was also taken ill. There are lots of doctors. Mrs. Chevis became worse. Her 12 midnight breathing ceased. Laboratory doctors concerned.
deliberately. Another category is that of goods that have been left on the seabed and marked.
That the angel Gabriel appeared to him.
Wasn't that? Mr. Gibson.
Muhammad's flight.
She pulls on you like she pulls on the
Oh, mistake. Lots of stuff.
Guys can't play too well because, you know, they want to sell them, of course. That's all there is to it, I guess. I can see that your stature would make you ideally suited to be a pickup six champion. That's right, I weigh 88 pounds. I stand 6'6". I understand that JP, you recently, he's been a comer for a long time. On the other hand, I became tired and nervous over the strain of being champ for so long. The crown wore heavy on your head.
At the top of the stairs, she smokes a cigarette and stares at the wall, not knowing that my heart is dead. In the cool of the night, she takes me inside and helps soothe my troubles and pain. She's warm and she's sweet, her kisses leave me weak. I love it when she touches my face.
Too thick. See if I can remember how to do this. That's using my little stick. There you go. Under, and then over, and then through. Oh boy. And then you get that at the back, and then you put it nice and tight.
It is. One name is given to the long sleeveless outer vestment worn by priests. Yes, indeed. Emmanuel Nobel, the father of Alfred Nobel, invented a rotary blade which led to the manufacture. Oscar Majorat, who is so disgusted with adult behavior that he vowed on his third birthday never to grow another inch, is the hero of a German novel of the tragic affair of during an official visit by Henry of his husband. All you have to do is name the music.
Well, that's the restoration work on this little Spanish or classical guitar finished now, so I thought I'd do a wrap up. It was quite a journey, it took a long time, but really everything needed done, and the more that I did to this guitar, the more I understood that I needed to do. So the neck had to come right off, a new heel had to be made, it had to have a completely new fretboard, and so of course new frets, and that necessitated a new setup as well, which meant that the nut had to be changed, the saddle had to be changed, and it goes without saying the tuners had to be changed as well. So pretty well everything that you could do to reset up a guitar had to be done to it. One problem was I thought I had made a very silly mistake when it came to placing and spacing the frets, and I thought it wasn't going to intonate. In other words, the notes would not sound correct when you started to play them. Actually, it is intonating about as well as I could expect it to. Now, I'm not very used to an instrument like this because the neck is very wide and it's also very thick in this direction, and also the action, that is the height of the strings above the frets, is very high compared to the instruments that I normally play, which are steel string instruments. But I just happened to be able to get the action on this pretty well exactly right, so I couldn't be more pleased with the way this has turned out. It has been at times a rather harrowing journey, but it has been good fun, very educational, and well worth doing, because now this instrument will survive well into the 21st century and will stay making music with a new generation. And that's really why I love to get instruments working again and playing again. And now this little guy can sing his heart out for the next 50 years. Thank you so much for coming along on the journey. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's do this again soon. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching.